morning, West Coast. Good afternoon, East Coast. Good morning, Sports and Fitness Rants, who was just regaling me with some Patrick Beverly stories. But before I let you go, I've got a little surprise for you and our viewers. Another part of the morning segment that I'll have to edit out later.
Yes! My man, AOH.
All right. And now, Robin, you're free to greet everybody.
Man, once again, man, shout out to AOH, man, for giving us another great intro into the Sunday Live. Shout out to all you guys. Shout out to Black Sheep, man, bringing it back old school, man. I remember listening to those guys. I remember a song, music. Remember, we used to have music videos back in the day. I remember a song from the same album called Strobe Light Honey. And it was about falling in love and meeting a girl in a club. And then at the end of the club, you guys know they turn the lights on. And all of a sudden the lights come on and you're like, damn, that girl don't look the same, man. Strobe Light Honey. So once again, shout out to the Black Sheep. Shout out to all you guys that continue to come through and support our live streams, man. It really means a lot. Shout out to Dakota Brock, Hoop Oracle, Go Fly, King Speech Row, Renee 43, of course, in the building, Rock Stefani, Mountain Skies. Shout out to all you guys. Speck of Fantasy, Chris Garcia, One Love, Rakeem the Dream. Shout out to you for coming through. Import, The Real Siberius, Quantum Answer, David Young Sr., Eric P., Jimmy James C., AC24, man. Everybody, the Drink Blood Drummers back. Cruise New York to CA. Shout out to all you guys. You guys know the deal, man. Let's roll. Everybody in the building, man.
I'm going to be angry and old and say, hey, at least there was a time where a strobe light could hide it. Now even in the dark, you know what kind of monsters you're dealing with.
Hey, but you know what's crazy, AOH, man? My wife shows me sometimes, even my daughter, man, they'll show me sometimes on TikTok these women who could wear so much makeup and change themselves into a completely different woman, man. So beyond the strobe lights now, the lights come on, you still don't know what the woman looks like. You don't know until the next morning, maybe when she washes the makeup off and takes off the wig and all the other accessories that come on these days. I mean, it's really crazy what these women could do with makeup.
Yeah, I'm glad I got out of the dating scene when I did, because there was a time where you could recognize the antics. It's like all the photos are down at this angle and washed out because they probably have bad complexion. And now they have fucking body morphing. Now AI just makes them into a different person. And like, I was just like, what happens when people show up on these dates? It's just like, oh yeah, that's normal. I didn't expect you to look like.
Right. It's crazy, man. Like even the guys, I do fitness stuff, man. If you look at a lot of these big fitness influencers, a lot of these guys are fake, man. They have certain lighting angles. You know, they change and Photoshop their photos to make themselves look a certain way when they don't look like that because they want you to buy a product from them. It's really funny, man. Like I said, the things that people could do out there. Shout out to Meg. I see you out there in the chat. Shout out to my man, Ghetto C, the General, the Don, for coming through, man. Don the General, shout out to you, man. Thank you guys for coming through. Lomo 12. Dana Green, what up?
Welcome to the show, Meg. And I just clicked off of our first super, which was the lonely one talking about strobe light honey. So if you knew the Black Sheep, you knew strobe light honey, and the choice is yours. I mean, there were others, but those are the big ones. And that was my throwback of the day. And let let me tell you something. Preparing is unnecessary because by the time I'm back home from my morning run, there's more nonsense to talk about. So,
Exactly.
Robin, Robin, what's got you? What's grinding your gears at this particular moment?
Well, I think that we all want to talk about LeBron James and his weird sciatic injury, but we're going to get into that. First, let's start off with something a little light. Let's start off with those comments, like I said, from Patrick Beverly, because that could take us down a couple, several paths there. Shout out to my man Jordan versus Braun for coming through. He says that he's left a woman on a date many times for fake pictures. I remember in the past, man, before I was married, man, before I met my wife, I was doing some of the same things, guys. I remember websites like Mi Gente. I remember MySpace. I remember meeting some of these people and them not looking like they supposed to look in them pictures, man. So shout out to all you guys, man, that had the same thing. But yeah, Patrick Beverly made some comments about the Aces, the WNBA champions, about them being able to beat an NBA team. And I did a video about that this morning. And to me, that's really disturbing to me that he would say something like that. And we were talking, me and you, AOH, before we came on. And I said, one of the things that I thought about is that why would Patrick Beverly say that a WNBA team could beat an NBA team when this is supposed to be the greatest era of basketball in NBA's history? So essentially what Patrick Beverly is saying is that these guys are so great. This is the greatest era in NBA's history, but even these guys can lose to WNBA players. It just doesn't make any sense. Like I said, instead of just congratulating the Aces for their championship and allowing them to, enjoy that for what it means for the WNBA, instead you have to make it weird and somehow involve them in the NBA somehow. Like I said, it's a slap in the face of the Aces. It's a slap in the face of the NBA players. And anyone out there that knows that there's a reason why there's female sports and male sports.
And what I said to Sports and Fitness Rants was, I'll bet you we can find Patrick Beverly saying this is the most skilled era in another interview while he comes out and says that WNBA could beat today's guys. They can't both be true. Unless, of course, you're saying that the WNBA is more skilled than everyone ever. Is that
listen, and this is no knock on the WNBA ladies. I don't even watch
exactly
the WNBA to really, give people critiques on certain players or what they do and how the game is. But I'll say this. Whenever you start making comparisons between women's sports and men's sports, like I said, you're going down a dangerous road here, and you're going down a very weird road because it doesn't make any sense. There's a reason why there's been women's sports and men's sports throughout entire history. There's a reason for this, because men are naturally stronger, and we're able to do things, run faster, jump higher than women can. And there's nothing wrong with that, because there are a lot of things that women could do that are better than men. And when we talk about athletics, we can't be trying to make this kind of stretch. Like I said, let the Aces have their celebration, have that moment, have that championship, instead of, Patrick Beverly, like I said, making it about them being able to possibly beat an NBA team. Because when we talk about some of these things, these eras and, the physicality of the league, it's softer now. If he wants to say that the WNBA team can beat an NBA team now because the league is softer and these guys are wimpier, I 100% agree with Patrick Beverly if he's trying to say that. But if he's just trying to say that the Aces are so good that they could beat an NBA team, then my man, you got to specify. Tell me what team you think they can beat. Can they beat the Charlotte Hornets? Can they beat the Brooklyn Nets? Can they beat one of these lower teams? What team could they beat? Could they beat the OKC Thunder?
So let me guess. There was no pushback from the co-host, no request to be more specific like you just said.
So Patrick Beverly said this on a tweet. He sent out a tweet, and other people responded. I think Kevin Durant responded to him. And
wait, stop. Why? What motivated him to say this in a tweet? Why? Why say that?
You know what happened? AOH, I'm explaining to you right now. You know what motivated him? The alcohol, the liquor. He says in the tweet, AOH, I don't know if it's the alcohol, but I believe this Aces team could beat an NBA team. So I talked and made a reference in the video. This is why you stay off the alcohol. And this is why you take alcohol serious. Because you can end up like Patrick Beverly saying something crazy. And Kevin Durant responded and said, yes, it is the alcohol.
Hey, let's be clear. I don't know because I don't watch. As far as I know, they are better. It's hard to believe, but like somebody who was at Dana Green says, maybe the 90s Houston WNBA team with Cheryl Swoops could beat today's guys. But
yeah, maybe one of those teams, maybe with some of the women that like I said, if the women's game might be more physical than the men's game right now, so I'm not going to sit here and knock these ladies. But to me, like I said, when you start making stretch like that, it's like I said, it's really weird because there's women's sports and men's sports. And like I said, are we going to drop the women of today in the 90s? And like I was telling AOH, could you imagine one of these women trying to battle down low with Karl Malone or Charles Barkley or bang with Patrick Ewing or David Robinson or Hakeem Olajuwon? It's laughable for these women or anyone to think that women are as physically dominant or as strong or any of these kinds of things as men. It's just weird to me.
Anyway, let's move on. It's going to sound like a misogynistic woman
Yes,
bashing fest when
let's move
really all
on.
we wanted to say is why Patrick Beverly and based upon what.
Let's talk
Um,
about Michael Irvin. Let's talk about football for a little bit and talk about Michael Irvin going off on those comments from that podcaster because I found it very interesting and I found it great what Michael Irvin was talking about in relation to Deion Sanders not really going against any top-notch competition at the wide receiver, or these guys weren't fast, or these guys weren't that athletic as the guys today. And Michael Irvin taking umbrage, with some of the things because remember they flashed a picture of Michael Irvin and Jerry Rice when they were making these kinds of statements, and Michael Irvin went off with the facts. And once again, man, I'm 100% with Michael Irvin on this.
you're you're putting fresh stuff on me. I don't know. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, so I guess a couple days ago,
Deion
Michael Irvin
Sanders.
went off on I guess he has a YouTube channel now, Michael Irvin. So shout out to Michael Irvin, or podcast or something like that. And yeah, he went off in this video, like a 14-minute video about some guy. I can't remember the guy's name, like Mad Mike or something like that. But I guess this guy was making comments. And they were talking about Deion Sanders. And they were saying that Deion Sanders, as great as he's remembered as and how athletic he was and as fast he was, they were trying to say that Deion Sanders was a freak of nature going against guys that weren't that athletic or guys that weren't really fast. So they were highlighting guys like Michael Irvin and Jerry Rice, who are not known for their one direction speed. And I laughed at this stuff and I said, you can always tell when people never watched the sports growing up, and you can always tell when people never played sports growing up by the way they speak about these sports. So I said, how dare you bring up Jerry Rice, number one, because I think we all recognize Jerry Rice as the gold standard of wide receivers in the history of the NFL. What that man could do on the field, the way that he worked, his leadership, the way he carried himself, he's gold standard of wide receivers. And Michael Irvin, the playmaker, one of the greatest wide receivers of all time, one of the hardest and grittiest wide receivers of all time. These guys are who they are for a reason. And they played in an era of NFL where you could really get severely hurt and there were no penalties to protect you. There were no flags to protect you or rules in place to protect these guys like they are today.
Let's be simple. If today's receivers start catching the fucking ball, then we can have a conversation.
Right? I mean, go look at Jerry Rice's career. I mean, I asked this guy who was talking records about Jerry Rice and Michael Irvin because these guys weren't in a 40-yard dash speed, let's say. I believe Jerry Rice ran a 4.5 or a 4.40. That's fast, man. That's fast. Just because someone doesn't run a 4.2 or a 4.3, that does not mean they're slow. People, once again, if you don't play sports, if you never play sports and you wouldn't realize that Jerry Rice is fast, maybe he's not the fastest guy of all time. But I ask these people, when you talk about coming in and out of your breaks, and you talk about the precision, the excellence, the execution of these great wide receivers, Michael Irvin, Jerry Rice, these guys are fast. They're fast coming in and out of these breaks. That's what these guys do. The footwork is sensational.
Kind of reminds me of the claim that Michael Jordan was the only athlete back at that time, and that's the only reason that he looked as good as he did. And doesn't it sound eerily similar? Except now we're talking football. Who are these people that spend their days shitting on the past? We just didn't used to do that. I think that might be the most important takeaway here. It's like, what is happening now that you need to spend your time shitting on the past?
Right, exactly.
When the players were great, we were too enthralled with watching them performing well than to stop and say, well, this isn't very good, but maybe it used to be worse so I can feel better about what I'm watching.
I want those guys to go out there who think that them dudes wasn't fast. You go out right now and try to run a 4.540. You go out right now and try to run a 4.440. That's fast, guys. When I was in high school, I was clocked at a 4.4240. When I was in high school, my junior year, I was clocked at a 4.42. And I'm telling you guys right now, that's fast, guys. Just because someone doesn't run a 4.2, I'll say it again, or a 4.3, they're not Deion Sanders or some of these other guys that may have run a 4.3. Does not mean that they're not fast. And the receivers that Deion Sanders was going against are some of the greatest wide receivers of all time. He was going against guys like Jerry Rice, the Michael Irvins, right? He was going against guys like Art Monk, Chris Carter, Andre Rison, Andre Reed. These are some of the greatest wide receivers of all time, man.
Well,
Sterling Sharp.
he had success in baseball too. So I guess all the baseball players back then must have sucked also.
Insane, man. Like I said, those guys are tough, man. Michael Irvin talked about how going over the middle, you had to, no, man, that was dangerous back in them days. Like I said, when
Yeah.
you going over the middle with guys like Ronnie Lott surveying the area, when you had guys like Steve Atwater back in the day that would lay you out when you came over the middle, guys like John Lynch going over the middle, man, these guys will lay you out, man. And not only they talk about Deion Sanders, they won't mention someone like Darryl Green, who's one of the fastest players in NFL history. Darryl Green was lightning fast, one of the greatest cover men in the history of the game, who played around that same time. Guys like Aeneas Williams, Rod Woodson. These are some of the greatest cornermen in the history of the game, man.
Top Dog, I see your super chat. Thank you for the super. Would you be so kind as to send me, the general idea of what you want to present? That's what some other people do before they come on the show, so that I'm not just blindsided. Appreciate it.
I mean, I
We do
remember
have,
watching Joe Montana throw a pass to Jerry Rice. Joe Montana would throw like a 5-yard slant, a 10-yard slant, and Jerry Rice would take it to the house, man. But he talking about he ain't
yeah,
fast.
yeah. I don't know what to say. I mean, I have to defend Jerry Rice. What kind of nonsense are we living in? I watched Jerry Rice, and he was mind blowing. Period.
Let's bring
That's all
Jerry
there is to
Rice
it.
and LeBron James. And I'm thinking about doing a video about this maybe tomorrow. And when I was looking into some of this stuff to do a video on what Michael Irvin was talking about, and you think about Jerry Rice, we often talk about LeBron James. Let's segue into LeBron James and the longevity and this sciatica and this preseason and all the games that he's missed, all the smoke he's ducked, all the low managing he's done. Jerry Rice played, I believe, until he was 42 or 43 years old in the NFL, not the NBA,
That's
not
crazy.
Major League Baseball. And Jerry Rice had 18 seasons of 16 games. 18 seasons of all 16 games. That's what Jerry Rice was doing. That's called grit. That's called heart. That's called toughness. That's called setting the example. That's called going out there and earning it. Jerry Rice in the offseason, working, running them hills, it's no coincidence. His training showed up on the field.
I grew up in the Midwest, and so I had a few options but to root for the Broncos. And I remember Jerry Rice dismantling the Broncos, and I remember him in between plays being on the sideline doing push-ups and shit. It's like this guy was a machine. He was a monster.
When I was in high school, I had a poster of Jerry Rice on my wall, and it was a photo of Jerry Rice running into the end zone in the Super Bowl against the Steelers, and he's up like this, running into the end zone, and the poster says "Just did it." And around the border of the poster was all of Jerry Rice's accolades and accomplishments throughout his entire career. Jerry Rice, once again, when we talk about some of these great athletes, we don't talk about Jerry Rice a lot. We talk about a lot of the quarterbacks a lot. Right? We talk about some of the running backs, the Barry Sanders, the Walter Paytons, the Jim Browns, the Emmitt Smith, some of these guys. But Jerry Rice is that guy. When you talk about great athletes in all the sports, you talk about work ethic, you talk about showing up and giving the effort and being a competitor. Jerry Rice was that dude, man.
So I'm going to move on to basketball.
Let's do it, man. Because LeBron James can't touch Jerry Rice longevity, man. You talk about longevity. That's Jerry Rice.
Yeah, speaking of longevity, LeBron James is finding more ways to extend his career while being called an Iron Man and being celebrated for his longevity while continuing not to play. And several people have done videos on this. Craig Carton suggested that LeBron's going to end up in Europe getting treatments. I got to tell you, I don't. I mean, we don't know if that's going to be true or not. I don't think any of us will be shocked. But you don't need to go to Europe for sciatica treatment. And in fact, your massage therapist should be solving that for you. The millions of dollars that LeBron spends on his body every year should be solving that for you. But what else can you do in Europe? Apparently, get some special drugs pumped into your system. I'm not. I guess Miami's off the table. It's just too obvious. Whenever he disappears and goes to Miami.
Oh God, that's hilarious.
uh,
You know, I was listening to your video earlier, AOH, and you were talking about this very topic. You were talking about the sciatica, and you made a great point. I talked about some of this in my video because I gave my own personal, life story in the video. This thing, some of the stuff that I deal with in my own personal life, and I told people how, I went to a doctor and I had to get an X-ray on my back. I woke up one morning, I was in intense pain, man, and I was dealing with all kinds of radiating, burning pain down my leg I'd never felt before. Just standing still, I couldn't even stand still. I had to move. The more I moved, the better it seemed to be. But I was dealing with this sciatic pain, I found out. But I went to the doctor and I got an X-ray, and they told me I have a broken bone in my spine. There's a broken bone in my back. And it's causing this discomfort, this radiating pain, this nerve damage down my leg. And the doctor told me, listen, you have two options. Either you can have some kind of spinal fusion surgery, which anyone knows spinal fusion surgery is not something you want to do. That's a dangerous
no,
procedure,
thank you.
man.
No,
That's
thank
very
you.
risky. Or the doctor said you have to live with this condition. You have to live with it. And they diagnosed me with, I believe it's called spondylithesis. All right. I might be a little bit off on the pronunciation, but that's pretty much what they told me. And it's a crack, a broken link in the spine. And the sciatic pain that I dealt with, and you talked in the video about how people every day deal with sciatica, man. Everyday, regular, average folks, day to day. I mean, there's some people that deal with all kinds of intense pain that they have to go and do
Leo's
manual
comment.
labor jobs.
As
And
Leo
they get paid
points
millions
out,
to deal with that stuff.
my aunt had sciatica. It was painful, but she didn't miss any work because of it. Yeah, I mean, when you don't have a choice, it's amazing what you can learn to deal with, which I want to get to. This entitlement era in the NBA and these guaranteed contracts and people just always disappearing. If they weren't paid as much and didn't have guaranteed contracts and were paid by performance, I bet you people wouldn't be injured nearly as much. I bet you these injuries would suddenly go away when you needed to pay the electric bill.
You're making a great point, AOH, and I think a lot of people think about those kinds of things. There are a lot of people in the world, if they don't go to work, they don't get paid. So, like you said, they got to, go to work through personal problems, right? They can't skip work for their kid's birthday or it's a holiday or something like that, right? They're not feeling too good. They woke up and they're not doing good. They got to go to work or they don't get paid, man. So you made a great point when you say if guys got paid off of their production, off of showing up, I mean, these guys know they're going to get paid a full season. They're only going to play 65 games. So I told you what the NBA commissioner did, Adam Silver, when people thought that him coming down with the league minimum was a good thing, and I did think it was something good to do or a good thought. My problem was you allowing them to miss too many games. So you're allowing the players to miss 17 games unpunished. You think these guys are not going to take advantage of that? They should have made the league minimum 75 games. 75 games. You could miss 7 games. To me, that's a good number. You're allowing these guys to miss all these games. That's not helping the game. So like you said, they're going to get paid for an 82-game schedule and play 65 games, 67 games.
Speaking of, in my video that you were watching, thank you. The whole, the Lakers are trying to get rid of LeBron, or maybe they're not trying to get rid of LeBron. Someone put in the comments on the video and here in the chat a pretty good point. If you wanted to get rid of LeBron, do a surprise drug test and don't let him dodge it. If that's grounds for breaking your contract with a player, if he's caught taking illegal drugs, hey, LeBron, your contract says no steroids. Actually, his contract probably has in very, very small writing that steroids are allowed. So who knows?
You know what's funny, AOH, is that you would think, see, the problem for LeBron James and not responding ever is that he responds to everything. LeBron James has exposed himself over the years because we've noticed that he's a fair weather activist, right? They'll say, oh, LeBron James is great for the black people. He stands up for the community. He's an activist. He stands up for the little guy. No, he only stands up for certain situations that will benefit him. If it's not going to benefit him, like we saw with the whole China fiasco, the whole weirdness that went on a couple years ago, then LeBron James going to tiptoe and be careful, right? LeBron James fake vandalized his house, but they want to tell me that LeBron James is a black activist. You let me know the time that Bill Russell fake vandalized himself or acted like he was getting some fake vandalism or fake racism.
Bill Russell didn't have
that stuff.
Bill Russell was too busy removing the burnt cross from the night before to vandalize his own house.
This man was LeBron James faking this stuff.
This man is delivering championships to a town where half of them are still burning crosses in his fucking yard.
And these guys are crying because someone said something about their mama or someone said something about their kids, man. They're missing games because, their toe hurts. It's crazy right now. I did a video not that long ago on Bobby Jones, right? Shout out to Bobby Jones, the Secretary of Defense, right? And when I looked into his career and what he did, right? What I found out about Bobby Jones, as great as he was, and the amount of hustle that he played with, the kind of grit that he played with, this man played with epilepsy. Bobby Jones played with epilepsy and had a 12-year NBA career while taking epileptic medication, man. And he talked about how it would wear on him and it would make him feel tired some games. And he didn't want to be out there some games because the medication made him feel weird. Anyone that's taken medication for something serious, a condition like epilepsy, something where you can get seizures at any given time and all this kinds of stuff, then you know that medication can have adverse effects on you. And this man played a 12-year NBA career, one of the greatest defensive players in the history of the game. And this man had epilepsy. And you got LeBron James out with sciatica.
We're off to one of those starts where I'm going to have multiple beers. Praise the Dawn. Apparently, Legina is getting sued by his fans. Oh, thank you. I did have this as a note to talk about. And here, not for that reason specifically, but thank you, Praise the Dawn, for the super. Here's the reason I was going to talk about it. Like, just take reality and say the opposite of it. And that's where the Orange King, the False King's followers are. I saw, and I don't know why YouTube is suggesting these small pro LeBron channels while mine's getting squeezed out of existence. Yep. But this guy says LeBron clowns his haters with the Hennessy commercial. Really? He clowned us? Because I'm pretty sure it's his fans that are suing him.
Yep.
And at this point, I knew better. I'll say it. Yep. I let the content creators sift through the shit for me at this point because it's all shit. I'm not going to take anything that he does or says seriously. So, or has he been mentioned retiring 300 times in the last 2 years? Anyways, I just thank you, Praise the Dawn, to give me an excuse to talk about LeBron fans pretending that this was an assault on his haters. No, it was an assault on you guys. But
no, for real. No, AOH, you're killing it right now, man, because that's the whole point here we talk about. When LeBron James don't show up to the All-Star game last year, he goes out there in that weird civilian outfit. All he's doing is laughing at his fans. Oh, you guys voted for him. I didn't vote for LeBron James for the All-Star game. You fools did. And what did he do to you guys? He said, F you. I'm not even showing up for my fans. I don't give a damn about you. I told you guys a story about Isaiah Thomas in 1993. He told Magic Johnson, the only reason I'm playing is for the fans. LeBron James says, nah. Millions of people voted for me. I'm okay. And not only did he do that, he did it right before the All-Star game. So, anyways, the point you're making is around the money because I did a video and I talked about an article that came out. They talked about LeBron James' stunt. That stunt that he pulled actually made the last game at home in LA. It made those tickets skyrocket. So LeBron James costing the fans in LA more money. So because LeBron James pulled that weird stunt, they thought he was maybe going to retire. The last home game for the Lakers this season, the tickets skyrocketed like tenfold because of that clown.
But of course, you understand that they'll turn around and use that as a positive because today's empty, soulless society puts all value on the almighty dollar. So, hey, look what LeBron did for the Lakers franchise. It fucked over fans, but look at the money. Look at the money.
Yep. Nah, man. Like I said, he's out there crushing Lakers fans. This is what he continues to do. And, this whole lawsuit, and I don't know if it's an actual real thing or not, but the whole lawsuit is funny because, like you mentioned, they're trying to make it seem like he clowned us. I didn't make no videos about this dude, LeBron James, possibly retiring. And I keep telling people, I don't care if LeBron James keeps playing. The only thing about LeBron James that we've all agreed on is not that we want him to leave, is that we need him to leave. The game needs LeBron James to retire. It's not about us wanting him to go away because he's never going to go away, guys. But I told you, LeBron James keeps playing. If he plays 2 more years and plays a total of 25 seasons, that's great. The longer he plays, the worse he looks, the worse his legacy is getting, guys. He's destroying his own legacy, and he doesn't even realize it. He's the gift that keeps on giving. Keep playing, LeBron, man. I'm loving this stuff. Look at this guy. He's out with sciatica before the season starts. Dude, you a clown.
And what brought that on? What, not playing?
He was hanging at a Kai Sinet's house, rubbing on his booty.
Yeah, Kai Sinet injured him.
Yeah, you look great in China when you were taking all those shots. You look great at Kai Sinet's house, right? But you was fine then.
Well, he didn't look great, but he didn't look injured.
That's a great point. That's a great point. He did not look great, but he looked healthy.
Yeah, even a bikini supermodel doesn't look great when she's bricking every shot. Well, I don't know. I've never seen that. I've never seen that, so I don't. What the fuck am I talking about?
That's what we talk about aesthetics. Nobody wants to watch LeBron James on the basketball court, man. That dude's stumbling and bumbling. He goofy as hell, LeBron James, man.
So where did it go?
Shout out to Rock and Jock, Lionel Jones, Manimal, Ebo Tikas, 34, Lizards Lounge. I see you guys out there, man. Thank you very much for coming through.
Go Fly wants to talk about the Qatar F-teen base, but maybe at the end of the show.
Yeah, and I wanted to touch on something I saw also. I'm not sure if it was Go Fly or not, but I saw someone mention something about the trainers and what's going on with the trainers in, with some of these sports, and we talk about basketball specifically. I don't know what's up with these trainers. I tell you, I don't think these guys are trained the right way. I don't know what See, to me, what I've seen when guys post video online, they're trying to show themselves working out. What I've seen from in my opinion, in my view, from the things that I've learned over the years, these guys seem to be focusing on these sports-specific trainings, these sports-specific workouts. And to me, it's not doing you guys a service. When you start focusing on certain, movements in the NBA and you're trying to mimic these movements in the gym and you're trying to load these movements up, to me, it's weird. They're not training to move better. They're training to, play basketball better, but it's weird to me. Like I said, I don't think it's doing them justice, and that's why I think that these injuries are coming up. Shout out to McZuggins, who gave us some of that information in that last live stream about some things about why these injuries are happening.
Yeah, I was going to go there because exactly like you said, it's like, who are these trainers? I said it last week. Are these guys being trained by AI and not actually thinking about anything? It's like, come on.
Yo, shout out to my man, Ibodicus 34. If I'm saying your name, forgive me. But he mentioned Kathy Ireland, man. Great mention, man. Kathy Ireland back in the day. My goodness. Shout out to Kathy Ireland.
Those were Sports Illustrated covers during a formative time in my life.
For real, man. Kathy Ireland was dope, man. Like I said, she's bad, man. Shout out to her.
Oh, fuck. Now I got to refocus. Hold on. What are we talking about here? Read.
I haven't heard that name mentioned in a minute, man. So I had to put it up on the screen. Like I said, that was great right there.
Where did that come from? Oh, about breaking?
You
can break any. Yeah, break all day long.
All day long, Kathy. Do what you got to do, girl.
Don't make a damn shot.
I'll go to Ireland. I don't even know. I'm not saying she's Irish, but I'll go to Ireland just because her name is Ireland.
Okay. We're I was going to say we're in the weeds, but that's disrespectful to Kathy Ireland.
It's okay to go into those. Like I said, man, that's a great mention. Great name drop.
Weeds.
Read EL's. My wife, she's not here. She didn't hear that.
Read her. Give Eyal Sabag some love while I get another beer.
Yeah, shout out to Eyal Sabag for coming through. Thank you to all you guys, man, for real, man. We have a great time with you guys out here, man. Question for you guys. Do you think LeBron wants the Lakers to do well without him or not? Great show. That's a great question. Eyal Sabag, thank you very much. Outstanding question. I saw Too Raw talking about this in one of his videos. And I saw a couple of other people mention this kind of thing. I think the dude Paul over at the basketball show, I think he was talking about this idea that LeBron James is trying to sabotage the Lakers, right? Because we've seen LeBron James do this in the past. This is not something unheard of. Remember LeBron James tried to sit out that one game against the Celtics a couple years ago, and then the Lakers ended up winning without him and Anthony Davis. LeBron James has tried to sabotage Darvin Ham and Frank Vogel over the years, right? To get these guys out of there, to make them look bad, to make the team seem like, oh, they need LeBron James out there. The real funny thing is, like AOH touched on in the bill that he just dropped, the Lakers are actually better without LeBron James on the court or in the games. He seems to be the weak link. That's why I've said in the past, J.J. Redick, if he really wants to be a good coach and really take control of the team, he should be playing LeBron James about 10 less minutes, about 20 to 25 minutes a night, and having LeBron James take less shots. That will help the Lakers focus more on defense and rebounding.
I think if we go back to what LeBron James did to Darvin Ham, JJ learned the lesson because the Lakers actually tried to limit LeBron's minutes.
Yep.
And, LeBron James used that as a big mouthpiece on that fucking starting five horseshit special on Netflix. And LeBron, somebody that sits out as often as he does and fakes as many injuries as he does, then coming in there and pretending that, oh, I want every minute. I don't want to rest at all. It's just all so fake. Anyway, thank you, Eos. And I don't know, man. Did you come to a conclusion at the end of all that? Does he want them to do well or not?
I think that LeBron James is in a win-win scenario. He's in a win-win scenario. Think about it. If LeBron James misses let's say he missed the first 10 games of the season, right? He's got the nerve damage or whatever he's got going on. He missed the first 10 games of the season. Let's say the Lakers go 7-3, right? That helps LeBron James, right? Because the Lakers are good, right? So that means LeBron James gets to come back to a team that's playing good. So he's in a win scenario there. If LeBron James misses the first 10 games and the Lakers go 3-7, let's say, then all of a sudden LeBron James can turn around and say, you see, they need me. Nick Wright's going to be talking, saying that. He's going to be saying, look at the Lakers. They're nothing without LeBron James. They need him out there. He's in a win-win. This has been his entire career. When a team does bad, it's their fault. When a team does good, it's because of him. So this is the thing we talk about. It's the media and everyone around him that keeps pumping up these lies and narratives. That's why people like me and you are here to set the record straight. Because when you're negative 54 in the season and they try to make it seem like you ain't got no help, you trade in D'Angelo Russell, you get rid of Anthony Davis when this man was carrying you all season long, it's a laugh. And then remember, they blamed Luka Doncic in the playoffs for being out of shape and not being good on defense. So no matter what happens, he's never going to take any heat.
Yeah, exactly. There needs to be a flip side to what you said. Hey, if they're doing poorly, he gets to say, look, they needed me. But if they're playing well, they don't get to say, hey, we need to move on from you.
Yep.
Why would we fix something that isn't broken? Why would we put you back into a rotation that's doing well? But they will. That's the fucked up part. They will. So you're absolutely right. He is in a win-win.
I mean, think about it. Luka Doncic got so much flack that the man had to actually come out and show all these photos and evidence of him losing weight and being in quote-unquote shape because he was taking so much heat for being Luka Doncic. I mean, it's crazy, man. No matter who LeBron James plays with.
Do you remember LeBron coming to Luka's defense, by the way? Nope.
They were trashing that man, calling him fat, saying he can't play D. Kendrick Perkins was trashing him. I mean, my goodness, man.
I can think of one person whose defense he's come to. JJ Redick. That's it.
Yeah.
Honest. Exactly. I'm not joking.
Yep.
Oh, whatever JJ says.
Yep.
$2 from Robert Moore. Thank you.
Shout out to Robert Moore. Thank you very much, man. Great photo right there. Patrick Ewing and David Robinson, man. Nice profile pic.
Oh, which is a reminder. We got to do our couple of minutes of enjoying watching old school plays that would go viral today.
Yup.
Meg, the Lakers will be well above 500 without LeBron. Probably.
Shout out to Meg. Yeah, I mean, listen, when we think about the Lakers, the Western Conference has a couple of solid teams. We all know that. I think the Denver Nuggets are going to be a lot better this year, I believe. We all know OKC is going to be a very good team. I think the Houston Rockets are supposed to be on paper a very tough team. So there's some teams out there in the Western Conference. The Dallas Mavericks on paper, to me, look like a very dangerous team. The Golden State Warriors, to me, could be a very tough, competitive team. So the Lakers are going to be in the mix with 5 or 6 teams, in my opinion. We'll see what the Minnesota Timberwolves look like and some of these other teams. But the problem for the Lakers is ultimately going to be LeBron James. So like I said, last year was the first year, the beginning of last year was the first season since LeBron James been in LA that he wasn't taking the most shots on the team. Anthony Davis was taking 20 shots a game, LeBron James taking 18. But what ended up happening, guys, you guys remember what happened last season, how the Lakers started out? They started being pretty good. They weren't that bad. And Anthony Davis was an MVP candidate. I remember everyone talking about it. He was a top 5 MVP candidate. He was top 5 in scoring. He was top 5 in rebounds. He was top 5 in block shots, Anthony Davis. This is what he was doing for the Lakers, even though LeBron James at that same time was a negative 150-something at that time. Carrying LeBron James on the court, right? So when we think about all those things, we ended up having LeBron James started seeing this, started realizing Anthony Davis was getting all this MVP hype. And then after midway through that point, LeBron James ended up having more shots or just about the same shots, 20 shots a game as Anthony Davis. So people said the same thing. Did he sabotage Anthony Davis? And then the next thing you know, they trade Anthony Davis.
Sometimes I actually do like YouTube's feed because, like this morning, they suggested one that I did about the fake plus minus thing that they were doing is it already 2 years ago? My God, ESPN's been lying for this guy for so long. It's all one big nightmare for me. But
Yep.
that's like an hour and a half long video. I need to break it down into several smaller segments because there's some gems of information in there. Like, not only is LeBron James not helping the team, but they literally made up the plus minus stats because it doesn't add up. Like, there was a very short period of time in which apparently he actually registered in the positives. And then you watch the game, it's like, no, there's not a fucking chance in hell going 0 for 7 from 3, 6 turnovers, and getting blown by equals a positive.
Right.
Anyways.
I mean, like you always highlight, how many times? I mean, I see some weirdo out here in the chat that he must be new here because he talked about me being loud. Some weird dude, Caesar Mejia. You must be new here, clown, because I'm always this way. There ain't nothing new here, my man. You don't know my channel, then fool. Go check my channel out, man. But sit back and get educated, you clown, because I see you out here saying weird stuff in the chat, man. You don't make any sense, man. I know what I'm talking about. I'm in y'all with the facts. You LeBron James fans are some weird dudes, man. So I don't know what that is dude talking about.
Super from Jimmy James. Hey, Jimmy James, good to see you. Michael Jordan never lost a series to a lower seed in the playoffs his entire playoff career. The Bulls were 24-0 as a higher seed with him playing. Yeah, I mean, you would think that something like that doesn't need to be mentioned. Yeah, you should. Except that LeBron loses to lower seeds. And what do? Measure it? Even up? No, you talk about it was LeBron's teammates' faults or Jordan didn't have good competition.
No, but Jimmy James, once again, when they talk about LeBron James just making the finals, right? And we laugh about it. There's, LeBron James makes finals. They don't want to talk about the 4 and 6 in the finals. They'll celebrate LeBron James making it, but then knock Michael Jordan 6-0, right? By making all these excuses. But when you mention and highlight that Michael Jordan, Chicago Bulls, 24-0 with home court advantage, 24-0 with home court advantage, guys, no other superstar can make that claim. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's lost with home court advantage. Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Tim Duncan, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal. Bill Russell's even lost with home court advantage. Wilt Chamberlain, Jerry West, Dr. J. Every superstar has at least lost one series when they had home court advantage, except for Michael Jordan, man.
That's crazy, man.
Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy. Those are crazy stats. Hello, Afro Abe. Is that your picture? And if so, where's the fro, bro?
Shout out to Afro A for coming through, man. Always here, man. For real. Thank you.
I understand. At one point in time, we all have to cut our hair. It just wasn't working for me anymore. Robin is at decent volume. Yeah, listen. Like you said, if you have a problem with it, you're on the wrong show.
They don't make any sense.
I'm sure you can do something else with your Sunday.
Like the LeBron James fans come here and ask why I'm so loud. Y'all should be asking why LeBron James so soft, man. That's what you guys should be worried about. Why your man out with sciatica? Why this dude always flopping? You asking me weird questions, man. Ask that dude, LeBron James, man. Once again, you guys never hold him to a standard. You guys hold Michael Jordan and everyone else to these weird standards. You guys ask weird questions. Oh, and you guys ask rhetorical questions. You guys think you're being funny and smart, but you guys sound stupid, man. Ask your boy LeBron James why he ain't never playing A2 games but one time in his career. Ask him. Because all I keep hearing is how LeBron James trains in the offseason. I keep hearing about all the stuff that he does. Oh, I take these shakes and I take natural vitamins. But you can't stay on the court, my man.
He's got to get to his process of getting the needle in the anus that affects his sciatica nerve.
Maybe if LeBron James was as loud as I was and as competitive as me, right, and as real as I was, then he wouldn't be a 4-6 in the finals. He wouldn't be looking to blame everybody all the damn time. Once again, I've taken accountability in my life, and apparently LeBron James hasn't. But guys like Caesar Mejia, they're okay with that.
LeBron has gotten as loud as you twice. Once was confronting the old man, Stephen A. Smith, and the other time was when his trainer missed where the steroid shot was supposed to go into his butt. And now he has the sciatica injury.
Yo, and to see, what does he say? In 2018, he played all 82 games. One time in 22 seasons? I just read off that Jerry Rice played till he was damn near 43 years old and played 18 seasons of 16 games in the NFL. 18 damn seasons of all of the games. That's what Jerry Rice did. That's called longevity, you clowns. Not what LeBron James is doing.
I don't know how many videos I have to do talking about the insanity of calling what he's doing longevity. I'm going to pull up some of the old plays for us to have fun watching. Hey, Top Dog, if you have your argument condensed to 3 minutes or less, be ready. I'll put up a for you. I got to be honest, we could rewatch these from last week because they were all fucking mind blowing. But let's skip ahead. What's Kenyon Martin do? Okay, we didn't get to Kenyon Martin. We ended with Daryl Dawkins. So let's look at some. Let's look for some glass on the ground.
Oh, there's Dennis Rodman on the Spurs. That was crazy, Rodman.
Okay, here's Dawkins. All right, everybody, a little old school rewind.
You want to tell me a WNBA girl gonna stay underneath that? Stop it. You're Rodman with that hair. Nick the Quick. Nick the Quick. Oh. Yeah, that was nasty right there. That was pretty nasty, man. That was pretty Ariza, that was pretty nice. That was young Ariza.
Yeah, you know who had him as a teammate later and had no help?
That's right. That's right.
LeBron.
Man, didn't Kobe have him as a teammate?
Yeah,
and he won with Kobe.
Yeah, he was fine with Kobe. Why?
Tayshaun Prince? Yo, LeBron James like Tayshaun Prince cook him like that? That's crazy.
Woo, rewind.
That was crazy, man. I feel like I never seen Tayshaun Prince do something like that. That's crazy. With the left hand, right? Because Tayshaun Prince a lefty.
Where's the other angle? Oh, here we go.
Have Benoit's height.
I'm sorry, did they try to turn that into an excuse? Oh, LeBron was anticipating too much.
Right. Overplaying on the left hand.
Did you hear at the beginning they said, oh, the mismatch? It's like, I thought he was the GOAT and he was 6'9". It should never be a mismatch.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that one of the years that he won MVP?
That looked like that might have been like 2007 maybe or something like that. Maybe 2006, somewhere around there. Yeah, it had to be like 06, probably 05, because that was Ben Wallace was still on the team. I don't think Ben Wallace was on the team in 06, or 07. So it had to be like 05, 06.
Nice. Reminds me of something 40-year-old Jordan did.
Yeah, Kenyon Martin was a dog out there, man. That's why I'm shocked that he says some weird stuff now. Kobe, young Kobe. Because Kenyon Martin he was a dog out there, man. Yeah, that was a nice extension right there.
You know what's different about today when they get around someone and then dunk? There's still someone else waiting.
Right.
Today you have to beat one person and then there's no one waiting for you.
Right, and the people down there are legit centers. There's no centers anymore.
Yeah, that was a legit dunk by Kobe. And yes, I agree with you, Kenyon Martin. Don't make us all hate our memories of you.
Yes, thank you.
With your podcast nonsense.
Yup. Yeah, man. I remember I used to watch the New Jersey Nets games all the time because they're local. So they would always be on, man. And they were good in the early 2000s with Jason Kidd there and Richard Jefferson and Kerry Kittles. Right, Byron Scott was the coach. They were good, man. And Kenyon Martin was a dog out there, man. He was a really tenacious rebounder, and he would try to tear the rim off. You know what I'm saying? And, he had some injury issues, which really ultimately hindered his career. But the things that he says sometimes on Gil's Arena, I'm like, dude, what are you saying, man?
It's our old friend, Mr. Shanny, with super thank you so much. Shout out to The Rock for this new nickname for Scrubnificent, Lebroni James.
Oh, Jabroni James. Yeah, remember The Rock used to always call it by Jabronis? Shout out to Mr. Shanny, 82, coming through as always, man. Always got some, man. Scrubnificent, still one of the best things I've ever heard. Classic, man, for real.
We got another one. It's not that serious. Another longtime supporter. LeBron fans do not watch actual basketball games. It's just X and highlights. And you know what? I was thinking when I was watching some preseason stuff, if you went by the highlights, you would have thought that Bronny James was shooting 100%.
Yep.
That's all they show. Highlights are really, truly damaging to your perception of reality.
Yeah, it's really weird, man, because I did a video this morning, and I saw I was sent some comments from Stan Van Gundy, and he talked about LeBron James Jr. in the comments, right? And he was mentioning how LeBron James had the best career, and he's the most accomplished player in NBA's history. No one can match his accomplishments. But he said that LeBron James Jr., if he continues to be on the rise, and I was questioning, what the hell, how is LeBron James Jr. ever been on the rise? He's never been on that's the problem with LeBron James Jr. He's on the free fall. These people just get on the microphone and just say anything.
Oh, God. Do I have to get rid of this fool Caesar?
Yeah, he's really, I tell you, the LeBron James fans, they love to say weird things. He talked about LeBron James playing 80 games a couple of times. My man, he mentioned Steph Curry never playing 82 games or something like that, he said. Once again, you're saying weird things. No one mentions Steph Curry and how many games he played. We're talking about LeBron James, man. LeBron James is being talked about and celebrated for longevity and durability. Then you should have several seasons of 82 games. I don't want to hear about 80 or 79. I told you, Jerry Rice played 16 games. Not 14, not 15, not 13, 16 games. Michael Jordan played 82 games. Not 81, 80, 78, 79, 82, my man. Show up to work. You get paid for it, you fool.
So on the Craig Carton show, his co-host, while Craig Carton was, bringing up LeBron going to Europe for his steroid treatments, he said, well, who was the first one to go get treatment in Europe? And he brought up Kobe. Yep. And Craig Carton said, why'd you bring up someone else? Which is a decent point. It's like, he's like, we're talking about LeBron right now, and you need to talk about someone else, which I think is a good point by itself. But a more important point is that Kobe had a real verified injury with real verified surgical treatments. You don't need to go to Europe for a sciatica treatment.
AOH, man, you made a great point right there, man. When you're talking about Kobe Bryant, you mentioned Kobe and the quantifiable injuries, the things that we can highlight. I remember there was a poster. I don't know if they still sell it, but there was a poster out there, and it was an X-ray of Kobe Bryant, right? and it showed all the injuries that Kobe Bryant, injuries, not just some pains, you know what I'm saying? Not him being hurt, injuries, legit injuries that Kobe Bryant dealt with and he played through in his career. When we talk about something like a pain threshold, when I talk to you guys about toughness out here, I always tell you guys the same thing. It's not about guys being able to physically fight. That makes you tough. Oh man, this guy's tough because he could beat people up. He's a bully and all. That doesn't make you a tough guy or a tough person. Tough people are tough mentally. They can deal with a lot of things mentally, a lot of hardships in their lives. A lot of people have gone through hard lives, man. That's what makes you tough. Physical toughness, dealing with pain, having a pain threshold, that's what makes you tough, man. Being able to get knocked down and keep getting back up, dusting yourself off, that's what makes you tough, man. My mother's tough as hell, man. I've been around tough people. I've seen tough people. Kobe Bryant was a tough person, in my opinion. LeBron James has not come across as a tough person to me, man.
I also wanted to remain consistent and make sure people know I'm remaining consistent because Craig Carton simultaneously does the things that I don't like people to do. Craig Carton is, like most sports analysts are now, still a flip-flop politician. And, and one of the things that he said is that I wish more people did steroids as long as my team wins. And he will actually be like, "Oh, you sound like a LeBron fan." But that sounds like a LeBron fan to me. When you don't care how someone wins as long as they win, then haven't you destroyed the competitive essence of the sport?
Man, you making some great points again, AOH, man. I like where you're going right there when you're talking about, it's not about, and it's the same thing when we talk about the losing. And we mentioned LeBron James, like you just said, it's not only about winning, it's how you win. It's not just about losing, it's how you lose. How did you lose? Did you lose like a man or did you go out like a punk? LeBron James went like a punk, man. You came to the post-game press conference wearing a soft cast, dude. Come on, man. That's some punk stuff. That ain't no way to lose, man. You want to go out there and lose with some honor, man. Like that's what I'm talking about. These are the qualities that we're talking about. You want to have sportsmanship. You want to be a true competitor. You don't want to cheat to win. And like I said, when you lose, then you lose the right way. There's a way to lose, man. Lose with some class. Lose with some honor, man. When we watch Michael Jordan lose in 87, in 88, in 89, in 90, we saw the man lose with class and honor. He held on to his integrity. So you always respected Michael Jordan and how the Bulls lost. They weren't sore losers. They didn't walk off the court early, but what happened to them? Right? The Pistons walked off on them. They didn't want to show them the same level of respect that they had earned by not being sore losers. That's why I said I don't have a problem being a Michael Jordan fan or supporter of Michael Jordan because Michael Jordan went out there and did things the right way. LeBron James in losses never loses the right way.
And one other thing, it's one thing to get caught going to Kaizenet's house when you're supposed to be at practice. If what Craig Carton is saying becomes true and he's in Europe for X number of weeks on a paid vacation, you can once again go back to that interview with Dave McMiniman and erase everything LeBron said about the most important thing being details and being present and helping my team with my presence. You're not going to be present. It was already a terrible, terrible answer. Like, oh, I'm going to be present. Oh, but you're not even going to be present. You can't even give that. You can't even give that, which was already a pathetic fucking answer. You're not even going to give that.
Right, man.
This clown needs to just stop being on camera. Just go to your house and spend some quiet time with your family, which will turn into a divorce within 2 weeks. I guarantee it.
Right. Exactly, AOH. Exactly.
I mean, they have a business relationship, and I'm pretty sure the prenups from Savannah's side says you can't be in the house more than X hours a month.
He gonna make her come on stage again and call him the GOAT. That's gonna be her punishment. Hey, I'm gonna make you go on stage and call me the GOAT again. Don't make me do that to you.
It's in the prenup.
Yeah, you gotta go in there at least one time a year and call me the GOAT somewhere.
Oh, once a year. I was going to say twice in his career, but maybe it's once a year.
Once a year, man. It's like, I mean, just think about how corny and cringy that is. It's just weird stuff, man. I don't get it.
Oh, man.
Respectfully.
Respectfully, there's nothing
Respectfully, I don't get it.
respectful. It's like, all due respect. All due
Like, come
respect.
on, LeBron, you gonna got your wife doing that? But then they call him a great husband. How you gonna be a great husband? You got your wife looking silly like that. Come on, man.
It's not that serious with super chat. Go ahead, Robin. You read
Yeah,
it better
shout
than
to
I
it's
do.
not that serious. Another true supporter always coming through. Thank you. The GOAT sits out games because of butt irritation. Exactly. Somehow this is acceptable for all-time greats. Shaking my head. Absolutely, it's not that serious. That's why I mentioned some of these other great players and some of the things that they've dealt with. I've told you guys in the past about someone like Paul Arizin. And Paul Arizin fought in the Korean War. The man he actually left for 2 years in his peak and prime of his career. He was in the Marines fighting in the Korean War. But J.J. Redick and some of these other guys, they'll tell you he was a plumber and a taxi cab driver. He was a construction worker. Those guys were grocery guys, packing bags. These were grown men, and they're mocking them for doing jobs to support their families and themselves. Like, what are we doing now? It's weird stuff, man. So shout out to those great guys out there that went out there when you have LeBron James sitting out with some butt soreness when they keep telling us how tough and durable he is.
Make sure I didn't miss anything. President leaves. I'll put in the call-in link. Let's see what Top Dog has to say or whomever. But
Shout out to Obelix CMM for saying, got to call me king and things of that nature. Great comment.
Yeah.
Things of that nature.
Uh,
LeBron
and
James got a hurt butt and things of that nature. He's dealing with a lot of things of that nature.
so we're going to go back to a little black sheep timeout while we wait for callers.
Let's do it. I love that move. That's one of my favorite Jordan moves, man. Yeah, Wade's gonna fall out drunk over here. See, you know what's crazy, man? Like, sometimes I watch old games at home sometimes, right? And sometimes I wonder, or I watch the games and I look at the carries and the travels and all that stuff, and the game is a lot more crisp and a lot more. Uh, the rules are a lot more enforced back in them days, man.
All right, let's put on, guys. Cancel out your background noise, and Leo is on. You know, I'm going to do something else. I'm going to have Leo and King's Speech are on at the same time. Let's let everybody on.
Hey, what's up, guys?
King's Speech, your background.
What's
All
up,
right.
fellas?
What's up, gentlemen?
Thank you, guys.
Go for it. All right, that was a bad idea. I'll do Leo first and then King's Speech. We'll go one at a time. Sometimes you have bad ideas. What's on your mind?
Can you guys hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You guys are bringing up so many great points, but
I know I'm the goat of this podcast. I'm sorry. You see how disgusting that is?
One of the most ridiculous arguments that these LeBron stands bring up, they say he's bigger, stronger, and faster than Jordan, which on the face of it, that is just such a moronic argument, as if being bigger, like wouldn't Shaq be the greatest player of all time because he was like 350 pounds? If you're just going to take that argument, that is so stupid. But I actually want to look at that argument. Bigger, yes. He played a different position. There's no context. The small forward is pretty much going to be bigger than your shooting guard on any team. But stronger, faster, I don't even agree with that.
Nope.
Because
Thank you.
faster, would LeBron beat Jordan in a foot race? Maybe. But
Maybe.
Jordan was so quick. There's no way that LeBron is as fast as him on the court.
Yeah.
And then you look at strength. I have no doubt that LeBron and Jordan, LeBron could, if they're both at their peak, LeBron could probably bench more than Jordan. But Jordan had what you call functional strength. How many times did you guys watch a game or see a clip? Jordan blocks somebody's shot and he rips the ball out of somebody's hands.
Yep.
That guy had amazing grip strength. And I would argue any day, functional strength, I will take functional strength and functional speed over just raw strength and raw speed any day. So I just think these are stupid arguments.
Thanks, Leo. Awesome.
Yeah,
I love it. Yeah, shut the fuck up, goddammit. Lower your goddamn volume.
No, you're right. That's all I'm talking. Go ahead.
No, I'm completely joking.
Yeah,
so I'm breaking down old Jordan footage and I'm watching his help defense. And like sometimes he's so quick, I didn't realize he blocked the person. I thought he was just like kind of darting in. And then I'm like, holy shit, he actually blocked the shot. And I barely saw the goddamn cat move. And there's a difference between quickness and being fast.
Yeah.
But there's no way that LeBron's quicker than Jordan.
No.
Cat-like reflexes.
No.
Cat-like reflexes. But we're not even sure that LeBron could outrun Jordan in a sprint. Are we?
I want to say that what Leo Sakari was saying is on the money because I don't believe that LeBron James is anywhere close to as quick as Michael Jordan. To me, that's not even a close conversation.
No.
Michael Jordan's one of the quickest players in the history of the game, man. Easy. And, that's why it's called the Black Cat. Like you said, AOH, there's a reason why it's called the Black Cat. And we talk about jumping ability. To me, Michael Jordan was a greater leaper than LeBron James. Can LeBron James maybe jump straight high in the air in a lot of his dunks? Yeah, LeBron James could jump high. But when you talk about Michael Jordan was able to jump high for a far distance, this man would take off from some areas and he would be able to contort his body in ways that I've never seen anybody do. Michael Jordan could do these things and make it look almost effortlessly. That's why we said, is Michael Jordan floating in the air? Is he hanging in the air? How is he doing this? Because every time he moves his body, it looks as if he's hanging to do this. Michael Jordan's athleticism on the court, the speed with the ball in his hands, even his defensive quickness and speed, his instincts, all of these things allow him to be, to me, a greater basketball athlete than LeBron James.
Let's talk about Jordan going to the line. Jordan went to the line because he was beating people off that first step, and they were trying to catch up to him, slow him down, and then people down in the paint were hitting him. LeBron goes to the line because he initiates the contact, runs over people, and they bail his ass out.
Right. And you mentioned the strength. The one thing about the strength that I wanted to say real quick is that I don't believe that LeBron James, pound for pound, for his size, his weight, 250, 260, or whatever they say he is, I don't believe he's as strong for his size as he should be. Okay? And to me, Michael Jordan, pound for pound, to me, was a stronger player. To me, the relative strength of Michael Jordan was more significant. You've heard people talk about Michael Jordan's strength in the post. You couldn't move that man. Michael Jordan was posting up guys like Anthony Mason down there in the post, man. He was posting up Sean Kemp in the post. Michael Jordan was very strong, man.
King's Speech, I see you disappeared from the waiting room, and you're saying something about audio problems. I don't know. If you want to try again, come back. All I could hear was background noise.
Yeah.
Top Dog, you've been waiting, and Top Dog, you are on.
Yo, what's up, everyone?
What up?
Hey, I just wanted to because I remember seeing Sports and Fitness Rants. He had a video about LeBron James' popularity, and as somebody who's a younger cat, right? I'm in my 20s, right? I've always felt what everybody's been saying about LeBron's popularity. Is he popular? Yes, but I never thought he was this like popular guy that everybody wanted to be like. I never got that. Like when I was growing up, everybody wanted Jordans. That was the popular shoe. Jordan. You had the Jordan shoes, and it was Air Forces, and you had the Jordan brand. Nobody wanted LeBrons. I remember seeing like one guy with LeBrons at the mall, like one guy, just one guy. I seen more people have Currys in 2016, the Under Armour Currys, than LeBron. So I'm like, where's this LeBron popularity that people keep talking about? It just maybe I just haven't seen it. Yeah, he has the numbers, but
well, I appreciate this because Sports and Fitness Rants talks about this all the time. but he's clearly older than you. And I just try to imagine from the perspective of the younger people, like maybe we're just not seeing it because somebody's got to be wearing it. And if they aren't, then what's the reason? Is it the actual quality of the products, or is it inspiration? Is it like the fact that somebody actually inspires you and it represents a different style of play? And somewhere inside of you, even if you're a surface level LeBron James fan, you don't want to be represented. You don't want to represent that shit in public.
Well, I think it's the inspiration part because Kobe Bryant had his shoes were kind of popular. It wasn't Jordan level popular, but I remember seeing some people with Kobe's, and like I remember playing basketball right before Curry blew up. Now, granted, the NBA was already moving kind of towards a 3-point league, but you still had the Kobe's of the world. I remember growing up as a kid, when you shot the ball, somebody said Kobe. That's what everybody said. Nobody said LeBron. You said Kobe. And then that switch when Kobe started to fade out and Curry and the Warriors blew up. I remember, man, because the Warriors, when I was growing up, before Curry, the Warriors was trash. You had the We Believe season in like the 2000s, but after that, they were trash. Nobody, you had all these bandwagon fans, and everybody was saying Curry. It went from you saying Kobe to you saying Curry. And not one of this was this LeBron James. Nobody said LeBron James. When you was in the gym, everybody was shooting like Curry, the no look threes, the flashy plays. Nobody was trying to bulldoze their way to get a dunk like LeBron. And so I'm just wondering, where does this LeBron James popularity come from? And mind you, I'm a younger guy saying this. I'm a younger.
This is
Well,
this is
let me answer real quick, AOH. This
yeah.
is a great topic. Thank you, Top Dog, man, for coming through and bringing this up, man. And thank you, your younger cat, for
Yeah,
listening
thanks, Top
to us.
Dog.
It means a lot, man. This is excellent what he's talking about. Why is LeBron James so popular when we talk about, how many people follow him on social media, or, like I said, how popular he may seem, through social media platforms and stuff like that. And we talked about this. LeBron James seems to be popular, or his popularity is built up through the media and through the hype, right? When we talk about Michael Jordan, the thing that I've always told you guys, think about it, even to this day, Michael Jordan has no social media. He's not promoting himself through social media. He's not throwing old clips of himself at you guys through, TikTok or through some, Instagrams or through some tweets or any stuff. What is Michael Jordan, and how was he marketed and sold? He was sold and marketed through his on-court game. He had to actually go to slam dunk contest and show him dunking in the shoes. You can't market Air Jordans. You can't market the shoes. You can't say, is it the shoes, if Michael Jordan's not doing anything in the damn shoes. You can't just promote him and market it and say, yeah, is he high? Is he flying? You can't say that if he's not doing it. So Michael Jordan was built up through his on-court game. He wasn't built up through the media. That's why I say they can't tear him down, because they never built him up. What can we do to LeBron James? What we can do is set the record straight, because the media is trying to build him up through lies and narratives. That's why my channel, I tell you guys, I'm stopping the lies and the narratives. Michael Jordan was never built up through lies and narratives. He was built up through the on-court game. So they marketed Michael Jordan. His popularity is authentic. That's what it is. LeBron James' popularity is not authentic. That's when he goes out, he gets booed.
It came up a couple of years ago for the first time that I heard somebody say it out loud, but LeBron James, despite the relentless marketing campaign, still couldn't overcome Michael Jordan.
Nope.
I mean, that's pretty good point. Something else I want to talk about with Top Dog is, he says when you're on the court, you don't shout LeBron when you're shooting a three or shooting anything. I mean, unless I have heard some players' names when they're being mocked. And I heard people mock Bill Simmons. And I have, when I see that somebody on the other team doesn't have any skill, but is just big and plans on lowering their shoulder, and I can see it coming, I'm like, well, here comes the LeBron. And my little ass gets in the paint and they plow into me. And, if they're bigger than me, I lose. But guess what? They don't like it. They don't like the contact, just like LeBron doesn't.
Yeah.
And that's when I shout, here comes the LeBron.
Yep, exactly. Here comes the LeBron, man. Just barreling. No one wants to emulate that stuff. And like we said, in other eras, that's not going to work. And it's not just about, oh, LeBron James, we're saying he's not great enough or he's not a great player enough to be. What we're saying is you, in the 16s, you can't do that. They're going to call you for the travels, the carries, an offensive foul. You just won't be able to do it. It has nothing to do about you, them being so good, they're going to lock you down. You're not going to be able to play that game. That's not how basketball is played. In the 90s, I'm saying you can't do that in the 90s. Why? Because, like you mentioned earlier, AOH, there was always a big body in the paint. So LeBron James can't just run into these guys thinking he's just going to clobber his way against these little dudes. There's going to be bodies waiting for you, man. A body after a body. You're not going to be able to pound the ball like that and play basketball again in the 90s. You'll foul out, man.
King Speech, I see your comment that you were going to just post your question. I don't see you posting it. Or did you mean you're going to come on here and say it? Anyway, if you want to post it or whatever, let's give it a try. I saw someone with the comment about Phil Jackson commenting how strong Jordan's hands were, that you couldn't pull the ball out of it. And which, by the way, is saying a lot when a hand is that long. Or maybe, I don't know, which is it? If your hand is that big, does it make sense that it's that strong? Or does a hand being that long, kind of like a tall person, mean, it's harder for you to have that bench press style strength that maybe somebody with short arms can crank out some max weight?
I mean, listen, there obviously is something to that. If you have longer arms versus shorter arms on some of these lifts, absolutely. Same thing with squatting and some of these other things. Basketball players are tall. Can they go an ass to grass squat versus someone who's 5'6", or some of these bodybuilders are tiny, shorter guys? But that might be true, but still, strength is still strength. And I'm talking about relativity. And all that stuff matters. Like I said, bench pressing is not really important in any kind of sport. Really, it's not. So when we talk about bench pressing or some of these exercises, that's what I'm saying. What are these guys doing? If you're training in life, you shouldn't necessarily be worried about a bench press to me. When people say, oh, I could bench press 300 pounds, or I was able to bench press 400 pounds, yeah, that sounds impressive. That's great. But in real world, in life, in actuality, that does nothing for you. It's just a number that you can throw out and be impressive with the numbers. All of those kinds of lifts are great to be strong at. I'm not saying that they're not valuable lifts, but bench press to me is not going to make you a better basketball player. There are certain exercises and workouts that you could do that will help you be better at not only just life, but at some of these sports.
Top Dog mentioned Blake Griffin was super popular back then, too. I enjoyed watching Blake Griffin. Yep. Like I said, that's how I envision myself playing if I had Blake Griffin's leaping ability. I'm gonna work on my spin move to the point that I can end every play with a dunk if I can. Do you guys and Zay still do lives together? He hasn't responded in a long time. I don't think he liked that I moved to this platform. It's hard to stream to multiple channels on this platform. Either that or he actually doesn't like me. I don't know, but I don't know the answer.
Yeah, I know it was always hard for him to link up with us because he works, certain hours. I know that was always a thing with him. Anytime that he really tried to get with us, it was always him kind of like sacrificing like sleep and moving his schedule around to get on with us. So shout out to Zay. I know he's been doing his thing. Like I said, his channels continues to do good, man. He always puts out good videos.
I am unmuting. Oh, we probably muted each other. It says you're muted. Now I'm unmuting you.
This guy says sports and fitness lies on LeBron every day, but you don't care. Hey, my man, Corny Cornelius, I guarantee you have 0 videos on your channel, but do me a favor, write in the comments where I've lied about LeBron James. Put one lie. Put one. I dare you.
King Speech. I'm going to stop touching the mute button. You unmute yourself because every time I do it, it's mutes you. I don't know what the hell's happening. You're going to have to type your question if you want us to answer it, because I'm about to get on with my Sunday. How about you, Robin?
Yeah, I mean, if he has something to ask, I got maybe like another 5-10 minutes. We could, wrap it up in like 5-10 minutes. I was once again, I was riding high coming in. We won another game. We're 3-1 right now on the season. Shout out to the kids out there on my team who make me look good out there, man. They really made me look good today, man. We won 38-6 today, man. We crushed it, man. Yeah, one of the kids on my team had 2 pick sixes. My son threw a touchdown and ran for a 2-point conversion. the kids were sensational. They're getting better every week. That's what I want to see when I coach these kids. I want to see them improve with the fundamentals and the understanding of the game every week. So today, I always try to add something, and every week we try to run through the things from the week before. And they were crisp in practice today, man. They were really crisp running over the stuff that we've been going over, and they look great. So shout out to those guys out there, those kids, man.
Shout out to your kids running up the score on the other team.
Yeah, the crazy thing is we only had 4 kids today, man. We had to run 4-on-4. We're supposed to do 5-on-5 flag, but a couple of kids didn't show up to the game. It was ugly weather. It was kind of like rainy and stuff the last couple of days. So shout out to the kids, like I said, going 4-on-4, man, going out there and hustling, man. No subs today, man. They was representing. See, LeBron James, he won't represent, but the kids out there, 8 years old, man, they're out there showing up.
What, kids can't play football in the rain anymore?
I don't know, man. I was missing 2 kids today.
Okay. So King Speech wanted to know, did you all see Wemby getting a foul on the new high five rule after blocking the shot? Oh God, really?
No, what's that mean?
I don't know. I guess there's a no high five rule, like a technical, or I don't know. I don't know.
Yo, explain it a little bit to us, King Speech, and we'll try to touch on that before we get out of here. Shout out to DEK, who says, I bet SNFR is a great coach. That's very humbling for you to say, man. I don't toot my own horn, but I'm requested to coach a lot of these kids.
Okay.
Okay, now I can hear.
Okay, talk.
I don't know what I did. I can hear now. Yeah. Real quick, I wanted to see if y'all saw the foul last night on Wembanyama. I was looking at the replay. He blocks the 3-point shooter cleanly, but the new high five rule, he gets a foul because the hand contact he clearly blocks the shot. Then the high five rule, they call a foul because he hits the hand after the shot. So, like, there's another rule that basically benefits the offense. Yeah, I know I'm going in now. I got bad reception, and I finally can hear the dream. But yeah, like, he blocked the shot, and then the high five rule gave him the foul. So it's another benefit that Silva makes for the offense. You can't even defend no more in this league.
Well, run it by me again. So Wembanyama blocked the shot.
He blocked the shot cleanly, like he's tall enough to block the shot, right? So he gets the ball first. And then the guy's follow through hits him in the hand as he's blocking a shot, and then the shooter gets 3 shots.
Oh, I got what you're saying now. I see the high five. I get it now. So they're saying if you shoot a shot and you got a high five in the air, it's a foul.
Even if you get all ball first, you can get all ball first, block the shot, but then his follow through still hits you after you block the shot. He got a foul call on him. So another rule.
It's not even Wemby's follow. It's not even Wemby's follow through. It was the shooter's follow through.
Yes, the shooter's follow through. He clearly got the ball before any contact was made, and then the shooter's follow through hits Wemby in the hand as he's blocking a shot, and then he gets 3 free throws. We're gonna have it's gonna be a free throw fest now because of that rule. Another rule that Silva puts in place to just make it so beautiful. Yeah,
it's the opposite of the hand is the
you can get all ball and still get a foul call on you, which is ridiculous.
I don't know.
You know what's funny about that?
Yeah,
I remember back in the day. You guys remember back in the day there was something called a snake bite, and the players used to tap your elbow when you used to try to shoot a jump shot. They called it a snake bite. The defender would tap you on the elbow. It was very slight, but it's enough to throw your shot off. And the referees can't always see that depending on where they're angled and where they're standing. And Michael Jordan was notorious for getting hit on the elbow on snake bites from the defenders. That was a tactic they would use in the 80s and the 90s. So when we talk about the high five rule, once again, all this is doing is highlighting the facts that the guys back in the day were held to higher standards. What they had to go through, the things that they had to play through, the conditions they played under, all of this stuff, guys, was a lot different. You know, this clown, Cornelius, whatever his name is, I asked him to tell me where I lied, right? Tell me where I've told a lie. This dude tried to come out here with something that I said earlier about Anthony Davis, about not playing, about him. You didn't even say anything, man. What I said is the facts. I said Anthony Davis was an MVP candidate the first half of the season, man. And this man was taking more shots than LeBron James for the first time since they've been playing together. The first time ever, man. Those are all facts. Go look it up. And then all of a sudden, LeBron James started to sabotage Anthony Davis. You're trying to talk about an injury and all stuff. Once again, you're trying to change the subject. And what I said, there's no lies. I have over 3,000 videos, my man, and that's what you came with? I said to name one lie. That's what you came with. You came with nothing. You guys are weird, man. You can say whatever you want. You over here said I lie in every video. I got the facts in every video. That's why my videos do what they do. And that's why I have the reputation I have on here. You all here just crying and making weird comments. You don't make any sense. I called you out. I asked you for something. You gave me nothing.
Colts, idolaters. Colts and idolaters.
Sciatica, my man. Your boy LeBron James out with sciatica. I want you guys to understand something. You guys clown people for supporting Michael Jordan and some of these other players. But I keep telling you fools, Michael Jordan don't owe me nothing. I owe him. You guys, LeBron James owes you clowns. He don't show for y'all. He flops for you guys. He load managers on you guys. He's sitting out games on you guys, making ticket prices go up for you guys. He's missing all-star games on you clowns. He don't give a damn about his fans. That's why he'll walk up and down the court. He'll stand on the other side of the court, not make it across half court. And you're telling me I'm lying about LeBron James? You dudes are clowns, man. Look yourself in the mirror, fool, and look who you're looking up to.
LeBron has done as much for the game of basketball as this golden calf has done for the Israelites.
Tell you, man, LeBron James don't care. Look what he did to the league. You guys over here talking. Look what he did to the damn league. The All-Star game's a joke. You guys don't know. I guarantee you, Cornelius ain't never seen a real All-Star game a day in his life, man. You don't even know what the All-Star game's supposed to look like. You kids don't even know. You're over here calling me old and you're calling us stupid and old. Dude, I'm telling the facts. I got nothing to lie about. There's no reason to lie. I mean, LeBron James went to China and went 0 for 11, my man. 0 for 11, Cornelius. 0 for 11. I'm not lying about this. He did that.
You almost have to make one on accident.
That's for real. I mean, the other kids was making them. He couldn't make one 0 for 11.
Oh, man. What happened? Oh. Hey, I'm going to wrap it up. What do you think?
That's a good way to end it, I think.
Okay. Let's go. I'm going to go play football.
Yes.
Alone. I have to throw the ball to myself. At my age, you don't have any friends that still play sports.
Cornelius, are you wearing LeBron James sneakers right now? I guarantee you ain't wearing LeBron James sneakers. I guarantee. No, think about all these LeBron James fans wearing the Jordans, talking about Jordan. LeBron James himself wrote Air James on the side of a pair of Jordans. That's how corny your boy is. He wrote Air James. You think Michael Jordan's going to write Air Jordan on the side of a pair of LeBron James sneakers? He's not Air James. When was he ever Air James? When he airballs the free throws, maybe. And on that one, we're going to end it. Shout out to all you guys, man. Thank you very much once again. AOH, my man, you are the one. Again, everybody in the chat, man, you guys are true supporters. It means a lot. Sometimes we have to educate these people and let them know the deal, man. I never lie. Don't ever challenge my integrity on here or my acumen or the things that I talk about. I never lie about none of this stuff. I don't have to lie. It's not what it's about. LeBron James lies more than anyone. And you talking about me lying? Damn. So once again, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday, man, the rest of your weekend. AOH, my man, a pleasure again. I'll get you guys on the next one.
Don't forget to move your support over to my Patreon. I am being squeezed out steadily. Appreciate everybody still showing up for the lives. And Robin, a pleasure as usual. Have a great Sunday.
Thank you,